All right. Welcome to another Innervision FM. And we're gonna have a fun show tonight. let me
Well, it
stop.
sure sounds like it.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be full of stuff. Because just a lot of crazy things are happening, and we're just gonna talk about well, a few of those crazy things that are happening. I'm gonna bring
Well,
back.
I got my daughter here with me. She
Hey,
dropped by. Yeah, she dropped by. So if she wants to make comments and do all kinds of crazy stuff, I can
oh,
pull
okay,
off my headset and go on speaker.
okay.
We could do that so she can at least hear you. Let me do that real quick. You just keep right on talking.
All right, okay. And let's see. I'm bringing up the the show is called Illegals versus Supply and Demand. So I hope I send this to everybody. It seems like it's like a bait and switch. We're going to talk about like how it seems like whenever the Democrats want us to look over there, they're doing something over here. And of course, Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, is saying that only 600 people are coming over. And I don't know if she doesn't know how to do math or it's just all the part of the propaganda of now we're starting to flood the country, and I live in my gated community, so I don't have to worry about what's happening in your ungated community. So
it is a good point because the military is still stationed in Washington. So
they're well protected. I mean, even we have this in our state of Colorado. It's called a sanctuary city. That means if you're a criminal or what have you, whether you're here to doing something positive or not, you could actually get away with murder here as an illegal. And I don't know if they tell them, or they just say, well, they'll find out once they do something criminally. We'll just tell them, hey, you gotta hang low. We'll put you in jail for a while, but when ICE comes, we'll just release you, and then you can make a choice to either leave the country or you can stick around. I don't know. I don't know what the code words in that area is. But I'm thinking like, okay, of course, we know not everybody who's coming in illegally. I mean, the parents might have rationed it saying, well, Hito, if we do it this way, then Biden has promised us, look, they gave us even these, do you know that they have t-shirts that say, oh, I forgot what the t-shirts say, but it's like these t-shirts that said, welcome, Biden says welcome or something like that. And they got who printed out all these new t-shirts to give to all these people so they can wear these nice t-shirts saying, Biden says welcome to America, whatever. And I said, what is that all about? And whose money is paying for it? Is it private money or is it taxpayers' money? A lot of stuff is going on that border, but I'm almost thinking like that's a distraction to what's really going on in this craziness. And instead of pointing at the kids, that's the distraction. And so they get so many kids in. Then on the other side, they're bringing in the drugs, the sex trafficking, and I started thinking like, if there's no demand, like say, Ellen, if I had an apple, I said, you don't like apples, and I said, here's an apple for $1. You said, I don't want an apple. I said, okay, 75 cents. And you said, I don't want an apple, 50 cents. I still don't want an apple, a quarter. I still don't want the apple, right? The demand is not there. So it's not going to go, that apple is not going to go anywhere.
Let's also look at it this way. they had a unique and most perfect opportunity back in 2000, say 20, right as the pandemic first started. Why? When they had to shut down the whole world,
Mhm.
drug trafficking and sex trafficking was also crippled because of all this type of stuff, I would imagine,
Mhm.
because of course the borders are shut. And then even as things opened up and stuff like that,
Right.
it would have to be a difficult thing to do international and even intra-national, meaning within the borders of a given country. It still has to be most difficult. But the big deal is they are giving up the biggest opportunity to stop this stuff for good.
They had an
Because,
opportunity to stop it for good.
yes, because at one point, like I said, in 2020, when those borders were shut, there was no way to really do much of any of that stuff. And
Right.
all they have to do is keep the pressure on that industry and shut that thing down for good, forever. But
Hmm.
as things open up, we have what we have going on now.
Hmm.
We have a president who has different viewpoints on how to conduct foreign policy in Joe Biden. So we will just have to see what does transpire from his unique perspective
Right.
on.
But also, what about the Rhino Republicans who want cheap labor?
That's an interesting point as well, because you've got a an economy that already is well over and above what it should be in terms of debt. These stimulus checks that are coming out, everybody's waiting for, including myself, are not free money. They're not things that are going to do anything other than saddle our children and our children's children with a bunch of debt on top of the debt that already existed.
Yeah, and you heard that they're going on the line tour, like Obama went on the line tour with the Obamacare. Now, China Joe and Hills Up Harris are going on the, I forgot what they call the tour to convince us American people that these trillions of dollars is really for the American people. And they're never going to discuss that only 9% of it is for the American people.
Well,
And
I
the
was
other of
just
it,
going to say that I would just encourage that people go ahead and read the bill for themselves.
yeah,
In fact, it might be a good thing at some point to maybe hit upon each individual page and just kind of talk about it a little bit.
yeah.
But a lot of people don't get into things like that. But it is very interesting to actually the regular person to look into, because at this point, it's out there and bold faced. All you got to do is read the bill yourself and find out for yourself whether you're in agreement with or not in agreement with some of these policies, which are law.
Yeah, and that voting. Wait a minute, has that voting law, the HR1, is that has that been passed, or is that wasn't a part of this? The HR1 concerning the voting, so they can make their stealing of the vote federal.
I am actually unsure as to which ones are not part of that. But
Yeah,
yet
I got to
have
check.
to be voted on or have already voted on. But both HR1 and HR5 were a couple of bills which bear watching, and
Okay.
or if they've already passed, we're done, and it's just something to look back at
Yeah.
and say, well, this is a piece of where our history basically took a flying leap into a new direction.
Okay. Because I always notice, like, the first 2 years, like, one side has all the people they need, and then Democrats, they try to rush everything in, like the Obamacare and all that kind of stuff, like what they're doing now. But the Republicans seem like they're like kind of laid back. they get into power, and they were holding Trump back from. They all ran. These rhinos and the other Republicans ran on. If you get us back in office, we're gonna reject that Obamacare. Then they got in office. Then Trump wanted to do it, but they said, no, not this time. Pass this this money thing to keep America going, and we'll get around to that. And then it flipped. After 2 years, the Democrats got back more in the House and everything like that. And it just seemed like Republicans are less interested in ramming stuff through. And when the Democrats get on, they say, hey, here, hold my beer, watch us, And it's like, oh man, how do we put a prod stick on these guys and get them into action so they're not so laid back and oh man,
People are people, and I think that Republican or Democrat is beyond that nowadays because of the fact that we are actual one-party system with a two-party face with basically a many-party base. Because you got a diverse crowd in America nowadays, and a lot of us are not quite thinking the same way as other people, and those other people aren't thinking the same way as the other people over there, and so on and so forth. And a divided house can never stand. And so what needs to happen is unity. And the best way to do that is through music. And actually the 63rd annual Grammys, they were pretty recent here. And
it's yesterday.
and we like to promote music here, and along with our political commentary, along with our thoughts and our opinions about daily and current events. Why we also like to help people out with disabilities to train them to become DJs and to run around and have a good old time, because that's what really will truly unite humanity. Music.
Oh, definitely. Oh, and don't forget, I have my book out there, 6 Days of Blindness, which is promotes like I guess how I became blind and how I got the concept of writing my first screenplay using disabled people and stuff
turned
like
into
that.
a movie, didn't it?
Oh yeah. And I was planning on going to get it like transferred today, but the snow hit, and so we're snowed in. So it's like, oh well, I will get it done. We'll get it done. But wait, let's see. Topic, our second topic. Okay. Should the women have the same physical test as the men in order to get into the army? And I thought about this. Did you hear they were developing these uniforms that for pregnant soldiers? And I'm thinking, once again, it gets so bizarre. You wonder, like, no, like I guess if you had to, if you were pregnant, whatever, you do whatever you had to do, but being actually put into that kind of position, and I guess some army guys told me that they have to practice like putting a 110-pound bag on their back and going uphill, and 54% of the women failed the test. I just said ones that didn't fail the test, and then 7% of the guys, they failed the test.
So what you're saying is there was about say just over, well, basically what you got is guys are 4 times and a little bit more as likely to get that up there quicker than the women were that basically had the same amount of weight on their backs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I'm thinking like, well, go ahead.
The bottom line is this. The bottom line is that on a physical standpoint, a guy is going to be quicker as a whole. A guy
Hmm.
is going to be, what is it? Stronger, not quicker. I shouldn't
Well,
say
just
that.
because of the
Stronger.
body mass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Quicker may not have anything to do with it. Women might be actually quicker.
yeah,
But I'm not even sure because there are some Amazonian women that will just rock it. Make,
yeah, yeah. I've
make
seen
it
them.
look like, we're standing still. But when it comes to, and this was interesting, I'd broken my ribs. Everything goes back to that stupid thing. I broke my ribs, and they had big strapping people. They got me into the ambulance and stuff. Now, of course, they had electronic devices to assist in lifting, and I'm not a very heavy guy anyway, so it's not a big deal. But it was interesting that they did have two women lifting me down and getting me down from a, well, they gave me a ride home
Right,
in an ambulance, which is strange. But
right.
anyway, I think, well, actually, I guess it isn't strange because my ribs are broken. They wouldn't want me anyway. So
Yeah,
I found it interesting that they allowed uh, the team to be either all guys. Well, scratch that because there was a woman. Anyway, it is. I'm stepping in it here, dude. Way over.
well,
But the bottom
okay.
line is that they are uh, doing something that shouldn't be done, in my opinion.
Okay, if you're out in the battlefield, your partner
Yeah,
gets, a leg blown off or a foot of it, and it's your responsibility to drag that partner to a more safer area, and you didn't pass that test of even carrying a 110-pound backpack, how are you going to be expected to drag that person, that guy, away from the action, away from, and I am, well, and we have Mike Johnson, who actually has been in that kind of situation with bullets flying at him and stuff like that. And am I totally off base, or with that, Mike Johnson, or am I spot on, or
I think you're right there, brother. I think that if you pass the test, you ought to be able to proudly uh, be confident in your fellow troop mate, whatever you want to call it, man. Otherwise, uh, who knows? That's why they don't accept blind people. That's why they don't accept XYZ people. That's why they have a threshold. If that threshold is allowed to slip, then that threshold will slip some more until
yeah.
anybody can get into the Army and Navy, Air Force, Marines, and Space Force. And maybe that's the way it ought to be too. Then,
But I
if
think,
that's if
well, I think
that's
we got
that, then let us all in.
I think we got so much into that, like, I'm woman, hear me roar, with numbers too be ignored. I'm invisible. I am woman. I think they got so much into that persona that reality went out the window. And men and women are different. We we have our weaknesses and we have our strengths. Yes, bearing children, I mean, that takes a strength that I never say that I as a guy don't
Yeah,
have,
I don't have that. I ain't
but
got that.
but I don't I don't I don't how do I put this? I don't think I think they're trying to play with the army too many experimental games, and I don't know if the army is a place to try these social readjustment of social games, I don't know if that's the place to be playing all these games. Because I mean, these are real bullets. These are real bombs that blow off legs and things of this sort. And real people coming back with parts and pieces missing, hearing gone, or for heavy explosions, or just what's that one of the with the they have when they wake up with the nightmares and the sweats and all that kind of stuff. The with the panic attacks, I forgot the official name, and these are real things that go on, right? And so to be playing these social, I know, once you're in the army or the military, you're a part of they stamped you with the United States stamp, and you now belong to the United States, Marine or Navy or whatever, because you're now government issued people, right? And it's just, yeah, okay, but these social games they're playing would be better be played at the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts, not on a battlefield.
Imagine a world where this was put into play. Imagine a world where 5 years from now, they decide that artificial people are real people and should be afforded the same rights as everybody else.
Right.
So that includes synthetic people, that includes clones, that includes a combination thereof. That includes the augmented society, that includes the transhumanist type of individual, the one that wants to bridge the gap between man and machine. So because of the fact that some of these tests and things have to be relaxed at first in the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, and now in the Space Force, so that these people, whatever you want to call them, beings, can then be recognized. I would say, mark my words, by 2029, if we last that long, I mean, man, we might be looking at that very thing.
That would be cool. I mean, that would be interesting.
Yeah, that would be really interesting.
All right, let's move to the 63rd Grammy Awards, and I understand that Kanye West wasn't invited, and a few other artists wasn't invited to actually be on stage. Maybe this is their way of saying, well, Jesus in the backstage, or the back burner, but the secular stuff stays in front. But it was interesting to see that Dolly Parton that appeared on Zach. Was it Zach Williams?
Zach Williams, yeah.
Yeah. Now we are playing that song on the Innervision FM, so you can request that song and so forth. And I liked it. I wish I would heard more Dolly, but it was he was the one. It was his album. So so that was kind of cool. That they
still got the magic after all these years. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
She can still sing.
Okay, and so at Zach Williams, you can see what he tweeted out, and let's see who else was Jonathan McReynolds. Now I never heard of this guy. Oh, gospel, great. Okay, McReynolds. Okay. So that's another one. The winners last night. Right. And he says, what else is there to say? But, hey, thank you for the award. And say, who else? Okay. Best Contemporary Christian Performance. Now, was this by video or live? Okay. There was Jesus. And maybe that was in the video with Zach Williams and Dolly Parton. And, Dolly Parton, okay. The blessing. Wait a minute. Let me get this name right. Okay, the song was The Blessing. Corey Job
Carrie
and,
Joe,
and Cody Khan.
Cody Khan.
Yeah. And there was Elevation Worship. Right.
Yeah, that's who's doing those guys nowadays. They do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff out of Texas,
Mm.
South Carolina.
Yeah. Now, Sunday morning, I've heard this song, is Electric and Kirk Franklin. And that's a pretty good song. I mean, Electric, he's been like teaming up with a lot of people to do a lot of good stuff out there. And Holy Water, We the Kingdom, was out there doing that one. Oh, and they're famous for I Believe.
I believe. Yeah, I can't remember it.
Oh, and Johnson won something. Jim Johnson. Okay.
All right, one of your
Okay.
brothers.
Now for contemporary Christian music album. Can you guess? Let's say winner.
Carrie Joe. How about
No,
that? Oh no, Kanye West.
No, yeah, Jesus is King.
Jesus is King.
Kanye West.
Yep.
And then
And
the
that's
song, I guess,
kind
Run
of
to the
odd that
Father.
they wouldn't have him be recognized on stage.
Yeah, they probably figured, well, he wasn't that subdued when and they're still talking about that Tyler Swift, where he said, "Wait a minute, I think Beyonce deserves this more," but they're still talking about that, which I think that happened either in 2009 or 2010.
9, 8,
Yeah,
10,
yeah.
somewhere around there. Yeah, man, that happened a ways back. But that stuff does tend to stick with you. That's why.
Yeah.
It's
And then
interesting.
this one, all of my best friends, Hillside Young and Free, and Holy Water, We the Kingdom, which I've heard that song. Okay. Citizen of Heaven, Toy Wells, and best gospel performance, Moving On, with Jonathan McReynolds. Okay, he won another one. Wonderful Is Your Name, Melvin Chris Bell. I'm learning a lot of new names here.
Yeah, a lot of good
Oh.
new up and coming artists.
And Ricky
Yeah.
Diller and Tiff Joy. Oh, okay. So anyway, okay. I must admit, I'm supposed to be music because they did this before the actual show. I would have watched that, and I
Skip
skipped
the rest of the.
Yeah, I did skip the rest of the show. But if
Well,
I
I
would
got to
have,
tell you, I don't watch any of it, so it'd be painful for me to watch any of it. But if I had like a section to watch, that'd be the section I would watch.
yeah. So I don't know if there's any like video of this out there. Maybe I should have looked. Now that I'm thinking about it, because sometimes they bury this stuff so good, it's hard to find. But that would have been the part. As there's the right side broadcasting that follows Donald Trump and his stuff around and the independent force. If I had the money fortitude, man, I would love to do what these award shows don't do concerning Christian contemporary music. And I know
let's look into that, man. I mean,
yeah.
All we can do is like bake a dream until the dream either comes true or burns in flames.
Yeah,
one or the other.
Yeah, and I know they have the Dove Awards, but still, it's like,
that wouldn't be a bad thing, though. I'll tell you what, there's got to be some people that would be interested in following that kind of news. I don't know. Leave your comments. Hit us up at info.innervision.fm.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah.
hit us up there. And
Yeah.
if you like our stuff, well,
Yeah.
John's
Yeah.
stuff, I'm just a
Yeah.
cog in the wheel.
Yeah.
But how else do they get in touch with you?
Yeah, info at Innervision FM. We got a lot of stuff going on our Innervision FM website, so go check that out. Innervisionrecords.org. Got a lot of stuff going on there. Then,
And you got the stuff linked at the bottom there in the
oh yeah,
description.
oh yeah, and then PayPal .me/ Innovation Denver. Tip the GJs and stuff like that. I mean, I know we're gonna get this $1,400, but you know, we could use funds that are not our personal funds, but funds because Casey just called me today, one of our artists, and he says, Johnny, I need you to pay for these flyers and posters because we're promoting it.
Yeah, right, right.
So I said, okay. I said we
Yeah.
should have our royalty money this coming Saturday. So
Well,
anyway,
yeah, it's got to be done. Got to be done.
subscribe, like, share, and leave your comments below. Be kind, you know, don't get outrageous, whatever. And we'll see you tomorrow here on Innervision FM.
All right. Take care.